about higher education. The Commonwealth has made deep cuts in higher education funding. The Volcker report found that in 2010, Virginia ranked 40th in state support for full-time students, while tuition and fees are going up. Enrollment is growing, affordability declining. All this has sparked discussions about state versus private. It's been suggested that UVA and perhaps other four-year institutions should go private since their state funding has dropped so much. Would you support that idea? Why or why not?
Well, thank you for the question, Peggy. And just to start off with the last part of your question, UVA has as you all know, a long history here in the Commonwealth. My daughter just graduated from the University of Virginia and had a great experience. You know, my father went to undergraduate and law school at the University of Virginia. Again, it's a great university, a great institution that I know a lot of us are proud of. The last thing that I would want to see happen is for the University of Virginia to go private and to decrease access for those children of ours who have grown up and want to go to school there. So I would never support anything like that. Let's talk a little bit about affordability, higher education, competition, those types of things. We have two children, age 25, Wes went to William & Mary, and Aubrey, 22, who went to the University of Virginia. We took them around to the schools, visited, looked at, you know, the pros and cons of everything. One of the observations that we made, and certainly through the application system, it is getting more and more difficult for us as Virginians to have our children accepted to our state colleges and universities. Now, why is that? The reason is because in order to balance the budget at the end of the day, colleges and universities are having to take more out-of-state students. Now, there is nothing wrong, as I said earlier, with diversity, but enough is enough. Let's at least, you know, give our students who we have raised in the Commonwealth of Virginia, who have gone to school in the Commonwealth of Virginia, let's give them top priorities at getting into our colleges and universities. So, you know, we talked about affordability. It's all about priorities and how we want to fund education. And I certainly don't want to stand here tonight and compare Virginia to other states, but I will give you an example. Down in Georgia, when a student who's a resident of Georgia attends one of their state colleges or universities, if they maintain a B or better average, their tuition is paid for. What a great deal. So it can be done, and we need to look at options. We need to think outside of the box right here in Virginia, again, making it affordable for our students. Now, the last point that I would make is that I teach at Eastern Virginia Medical School. I'm an assistant professor there. I teach pathophysiology. I also teach a course in ethics. We have students and residents who are coming from many different countries, and I can promise you one thing, they are not playing for second in other countries. So we, right here in Virginia, right here in the United States, we need to make education a priority so that we can compete with surrounding states and so we can compete with other countries in this world. So education, public education, should be the crown jewel. As your next Lieutenant Governor, I will promise you I will do everything I can to support public education. Thank you.
Well, there are a number of things we ought to be looking at. I think one of the things certainly we should be looking at is increasing the use of our community college system to make sure that we provide an alternative to our four-year institutions for people who may not want a four-year degree. I think that we're going to have a tremendous demand for new employees over the next 4 years as we get the Virginia, over the next several years as we get the Virginia economy growing.